Welcome to P3, I'm Randall Mark. This is the show that explores the fascinating people, places, and perspectives that make up our world. On today's show, we take you to Israel, where I get a chance to meet the founder of Wikipedia. And then I meet up with the daughter of famed Dr. Ruth. This is P3. Research demonstrates that children that are read to prior to kindergarten have a 70% better language acquisition and educational advantage than other children. Hippie International is an extremely successful program designed to help parents prepare 3 to 5-year-olds for school. One of the founders is Dr. Miriam Westheimer, daughter of famous sex educator Dr. Ruth Westheimer. I had a chance to chat with Miriam about Hippie at the Israeli Presidential Conference in Jerusalem. Miriam, you have been a part of something really interesting that started here in Hebrew University and now is all over the world, including Canada. Tell me about the program that you were part of.
Okay, so the program that I'm talking about is a program called Hippie. Funny name.
Okay.
Home Instruction for Parents of Preschool Youngsters. And it's a program that teaches parents, low-income, low-literacy parents, how to work with their children to have them ready for school. So to do the kinds of activities that parents with a higher education background do at home with books and activities. And we train women who live in the communities, paraprofessionals, to go into the homes and work with moms, and give them activities, give them the books and all the activities and all the support they need so that they can work with their children for 2 and 3 years before their children go to school.
See, let me ask you this question, because before we get into how it fits in Canada, I'm here in Jerusalem. I go to East Jerusalem, impoverished Arab neighborhoods. How do they trust someone from Hebrew University? That seems automatically to be a disconnect.
Right. Right. So first of all, the program is established at Hebrew University, but it runs in local communities. You have to find a community partner. It could be, in this country, it could be a community center, it could be a church, it could be a school base, it could be a child care center, someplace that the families trust. And in an Arab community, obviously, it's going to be an Arab center.
Right. Okay,
and
gotcha.
the staff will all be local, the same group, the same ethnicity, the same socioeconomic status as the parents.
In Canada, tell me about the kind of places you guys are moving into and why this program is so helpful.
So the program started, this program started in Vancouver, first program in Britannia.
Okay.
Big, large public school project, part of the center, the Britannia Center, multi-ethnic, 10, 12 different kinds of ethnic groups. And then as people started learning about it, it started to grow across the country. We now have programs with immigrant groups in Toronto, programs in Montreal, a large inner city project in Halifax, and there's a strong Aboriginal program.
That's so needed in Canada right now. Tell me a little bit about what the kind of things that you are teaching these people, and what do kids need to learn that maybe my children, other children of privilege would get automatically that these kids don't.
Right. So there's a combination of things. There's both things that children actually have to learn, content that they have to know, but then also the kind of social skills that following instructions, opening up a book, sitting and listening to something, sitting for 15 minutes and focusing on a task, right? But then there are things like shapes and colors and eye-hand coordination and letters and all the kinds of things that children pick up in a literary environment because it's around. But if it's not around, you can't pick it up.
And it's what happens so often is my wife's a teacher. She says kids come to kindergarten and there's such a disconnect. And so many of the kids know how to get going, how to start reading, knew their letters, and so many kids don't. And there's that distance. This keeps growing. Is that kind of what you're targeting?
That's exactly what we're targeting. And unfortunately, what we found now in brain research that's been done over the years, that by the age 5, that disconnect, that disparity is so huge. It really is at age 5, because the brain connections that are made in the first 5 years of life are so great that just by talking and reading and doing simple activities with your child, you can actually make a huge difference. The other big difference that we make is that we get parents involved. So the parents who otherwise would feel estranged from the school system, like your wife might meet, now feel empowered because they know what their child knows because they taught the child, right? So they go into the classroom feeling comfortable. I can talk to the
Not
teacher.
feel embarrassed.
Exactly. I taught my child. I know what my child knows.
Right.
If you don't think my child knows something, let's talk about it, because I've been teaching my child now for a couple of years.
Have you tracked the kind of longitudinal study of what's happened here, maybe in Jerusalem with some of these kids?
The longest longitudinal study actually is in the United States. It's a large program in the United States, in Little Rock, Arkansas, because the Clintons were involved when they were in Arkansas, when Bill Clinton was governor and Hillary was First Lady of Arkansas. They brought the program to that state. And the program is actually still exists in a very large way there. And what they've established in Arkansas is they've tracked them now through 9th grade.
All the way up?
Up to 9th grade. The first
and
cohort.
the results are...
Kids are in school, doing well. You know, I'm not going to say that these are all the honor students, because
but they're not dropping out.
Exactly. The trajectory that you would otherwise expect for these kids is not happening.
This must be really rewarding work.
It's unbelievable work. It's unbelievable work. And we're in 10 countries. We're in South Africa, we're in Argentina, we're in countries in Europe, New Zealand, Australia, and it's incredible. And for me, it's also very special because I love Israel. And you're here in Israel. So for me, it's also very special that the program started here, developed at Hebrew University, and that it's spreading around the world.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful conversation. All the best.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we talk with a leading gynecologist about the developing phenomena of low sperm count when P3 continues.